Hi, everyone, and welcome to OneMicNite, the podcast that brings you stories of artists and people on their journey, helping to guide, answer questions, and motivate you in life and the business. You already know who I am. It's Marcoso-Luis, and I want to thank you for coming back. We are celebrating 18 years of OneMicNite this week. So I want to thank everybody who's been along on this incredible journey. You've seen it metamorphosized into many different things. We started out as an open mic 18 years ago, and now we're capturing and documenting inspirational journeys to help you live a better life. So thank you for being along. For those of you who are joining for the first time, please make sure you subscribe, click that bell, because we are now going to start going live. We are also going to be dropping more episodes because we got a lot of people that want to come on and talk and help you enrich your life. So thank you very much. Today, I'm over the moon. I would say I'm excited, but I'm over the moon today because my guest is here. She is the CEO and founder of Barter Black. Her name is Nicole Murphy. So please welcome her to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for taking some time out. We had a little technical problem in the beginning, but we got it.
Technology.
I know, right? It's supposed to help. Listen, I have questions.
I have answers.
You got answers? The first question is, who is Nicole Murphy?
First and foremost, Nicole Murphy is a mom of two amazing young men, 16 and about to be 6, and they are absolutely amazing. It is not easy. I can say that, but I love being their mom. I'm a motivator. Let's see, not word I want to use. I'm also the go-to person for bartering. I'm also, this is a loaded question.
It sure is. It is.
I'm also a person who loves what I'm doing, a person who doesn't always say exactly what's going on in her life, but know that God has me. So that's who I am.
I like that. I like that. That's a lot. That is a loaded question. And you know what? We need to know who you are. And first of all, that starts out with us defining who we are for ourselves.
Right.
So I like that. You're a mother first.
Yes, absolutely.
Where are you from, and how did you grow up?
So I'm born and raised in Washington, D.C. I live in Maryland now, which is only 10-minute drive away from DC, so I'm not too far. Went to school in Pennsylvania, came back home. I've been home ever since, and I don't know where things are going to take me. I might end up somewhere else in the next year or so, but we'll come back to that.
I like that. Yeah,
if it happens.
Right. Got to be open.
Yeah.
Where in Pennsylvania? I know a little something about Pennsylvania.
I went to school at Susquehanna University. It's in Selinsgrove, small little town.
I used to live in the Pittsburgh area.
Okay. Okay.
So I was there for quite a number of years. I went to boarding school out in the suburbs of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
My mother went to University of Pittsburgh, so I know a little something about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it was an experience, but I met some of my best friends while I was in school. That's the way it happened. So yeah, it was an experience. But it was good.
That's a good thing.
A whole another story.
Right. So I want to talk, we got a lot to talk about business-wise. How did you get to the point? What's the name of your company and what do you do? How did you get to this point?
Yeah, so my company is called Barter Black, and it is a bartering platform for Black entrepreneurs to exchange goods and services with each other. The mission is to make sure that Black entrepreneurs have the goods and services that they need to grow and scale their business, because a lot of us are working as solopreneurs. If you look at the stats, employer operated businesses in the United States, Black people account for only less than 5% of that. So we don't have employees compared to over 80% of white-owned businesses. So we're we're at a vast, like there's room for a lot of work.
Right.
So I wanted to create something where we could actually work together, and we can actually start building our businesses to operate without us. And in order to do that, we have to start hiring first. You asked how I got here. Uh, I'll try to make it as short as possible. But 10 years ago, I was fired from my job. And I tried different things. I finally found my thing in the Airbnb industry in the DC area where we manage and clean Airbnb properties. The pandemic hit. Of course, business. Yeah, you know.
Right. Business
So
boom during the
yeah,
pandemic. Yeah.
it's
Really
like
good.
um I had to look because businesses started to struggle in the pandemic. And I had to look and see like what are we missing here? And I think the missing piece was us actually coming together and helping each other. And Barter Black was built or birthed, I like to say, during the pandemic, because I don't think that if the pandemic wouldn't have happened that I would have Barter Black. So that's how we came with Barter Black.
This is good because, you're absolutely right. Businesses failed and businesses started at the same
Yes.
time because we
Yes.
had that time to sit at home and people were like, let me figure out what I'm going to do. I need to make money. This is a chance for me to pivot
Yep.
what I'm doing and then maybe go into business for myself. So
Absolutely.
we all did it. That's how this video process of OneMicNite came about, the
Mm,
podcast. Same time, I was sitting at home. I said, I can't do the open mics anymore. How can I keep doing what I'm doing and take and scale my business to something else?
right.
So we went from the open mic live performances, which is I call the live series, to the podcast, the virtual podcast. So many of us did that at that time.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it was the way of life back, in a few years ago. But we, like you said, we had to pivot and make that move of what's next, because I
Right.
definitely asked myself that question, like, okay, I built this business, it's doing absolutely amazing, and then it's not doing good at all. But I definitely had to sit back and ask myself, like, what am I going to do next? Because
Right.
yeah, I'm used to working for myself at this point, so I have to figure out something.
Right. Airbnb back then, that it plummeted, obviously, because nobody could go to Airbnbs. So the
Nope.
businesses just boom, done.
Yep.
So if you had
Yep.
Airbnb, you were out. You were definitely
Yeah, my
out.
clients started selling their properties, and I was just like, yeah, what do I do next? So
Right.
Barter Black was the next move.
So tell us a little bit more about how it works. Like what's the premise of it all?
Yeah, so we are in the middle of a pivot, as you know. I'm in the middle of another pivot, because the first platform that we built, I learned that it was not working the way that we wanted it to. So um, I decided to step back, look at things, redo, and say, what can I do better to make sure that this is something that entrepreneurs can use and actually get what they need out of it. So the new platform launches on August 12th. And what we did was integrate trade credits into the platform. So you're used to bartering. You and I, we get together, we exchange services at the same time for the same value. That's how it's supposed to work. We're integrating trade credits where you can go online now and purchase what you need, any goods or services that you need using trade credits, which we are calling barter bucks. And when the person sells when the person sells his services or goods, they get barter bucks, and then they can use those barter bucks anywhere in the network to buy or purchase whatever they want on the
Okay.
platform.
Can you give us
So
an example? I'm sorry, I
yeah,
didn't mean to cut you off. An example
no,
of what you mean?
yeah. So let's say you go online on the Barter Black platform and you need web development. You'll purchase web development for, let's say, 1,500 barter bucks. The web developer does your website, whatever, you have him set up. Once that's done, the 1,500 is credited into his account. Then he can go and spend 1,000 barter bucks on, let's say, accounting services. And then that accountant can go spend $1,000 on photography services or something like that. So it's basically an ecosystem, and you earn barter bucks by selling things on the platform.
Got you. So if I have something else that I could sell, say like if I can put up a performance at your venue, then it's worth this amount of barter bucks, and then someone can buy them. I come do my thing, and then I get paid my barter bucks, and then I can use something else. Say I need someone to come as a videographer.
Yep.
To come and tape my event.
Yep.
Then I can use my barter bucks, and it stays within the system.
It stays within the
helping
network.
each other.
Yep.
I love this. I love this.
That's exactly how it works. And just so you know, and your audience knows, one barter buck is equal to $1. So whatever you charge in regular, it makes it very simple for you to post your services or your goods on the platform. We're actually helping each other with this system.
You're helping me right now. I'm excited. This is
good.
Great.
This is what I want.
So you say it's launching August 12th.
August 12th, we are launching. Yes.
Okay. I went to your website. There's something I want to talk to you about off camera, so we're going to do that. But
okay.
This is great. I love this. So let's help people with business.
Mm-hmm.
How do you even begin to start a business? Because, like we said, during that time, the pandemic, we started businesses. A lot of us don't even know. Within 2 years, 70% of the businesses are still operating. Say 100% start, 2 years, 70% only.
Yeah.
4 years, only 50%. We lose. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know how to scale the business.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we even begin to scale? How do we even begin to make a business?
So I always, when I get a question like this, my first answer is partnership. Unfortunately, a lot of us want to start these businesses by ourselves because it's ours and we want it on our own. But I suggest that you find someone who is just as passionate and maybe has a different skill than you have, that you can come together and start that business together. Now, if you want it all on your own, if you want, I suggest not. But it's so much easier when you do it with other people. But if you want to start it on your own, I suggest you do all the hard work first. A lot of times we want to, set up the website and start selling, and we don't worry about the foundational things. How are we going to do accounting? Do we have our contracts in order? All of those things we kind of put on the back burner because we want to just, start and sell. I suggest you do the hard work first. And if you can get through the hard work, business will be so much easier because we find ourselves trying to do all the hard stuff while we're in business, and we just keep putting it on the back burner. Hiring. I know we don't have the funds all the time. I know the budget does not budget. And that's why I built Barter Black. But you have to hire, and you also don't be afraid to ask people to actually help you. Oh, you're an accountant. Can you please help me with this particular thing that I have a question about? Don't be afraid to ask those questions. And customer discovery. I learned this in my business while I was doing my business. And it's something that I wish I would have did before, but I've done 3 rounds now of customer discovery, and it's only helped me get better at what I'm doing. And through those interviews, and what I mean by customer discovery is actually talking to people, asking them questions, no yes or no questions, but open-ended questions. Like one of the first questions I asked in my customer discovery, how do they see themselves in their business? Is it a business that you look at as just a hobby, a business that you just created for yourself, that you just want to work in it and you're not looking to hire? Is it a business that you see scaling? Maybe you want to sell. Like, how do you actually look at this business? So I can get an idea of where their mindset is. But so you want to ask those type of questions in your business to figure out what they need. What are you selling? What do you need to sell? How do you need to talk to them in your marketing? All of those things. So do the hard work first.
Right. And you actually
Because
have to have a goal too. You have to know
yes,
where you want your company to be. What do you envision your company to do?
right,
That's number
right.
one.
Yeah.
If you
Why
don't
am I
have,
starting this
why am I
business?
starting this business? I mean, and people, there are a lot of things. You don't think about the tax part of it all. If you have a business, you're selling online, you got to do taxes. That's quarterly. We don't even think about that. We don't even know. So it's better,
No.
it's better to have a mentor or someone who has a business and ask advice and surround yourself like you do with people who have the answers and can guide you and help you. I'm trying to figure it all out too. I'm 18 years in, but I wasn't selling things too, like when
Right.
it comes to merchandise or when it comes to, the services. But now I'm
Hmm.
figuring it out because I got to report taxes. You know,
Absolutely.
you know
And
what I
you
mean?
know what? Well, as we're talking about the not the COVID, when you think about the PPP loans and things, a lot
Mhm.
of us, not me, a lot of us were not able to get that help that we needed because honestly, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to survive? And I've been doing this business for years,
Mhm.
and this is what that helped me so much because I had those financials and everything in order to be able to say, this is what I was making. And
Right.
now this is what I'm not
Yeah,
making.
absolutely.
So it's so important and things you may not think that you may need, but they're in place because it's so important for you to run your business.
Absolutely. I know, even though I've had this brand for 18 years, like I said, I wasn't selling anything. I was doing
Hmm.
performances and it wasn't, you know, but until I actually formed my business part of it,
Right.
because when I started it, I didn't have the vision that it would even last this long. I was just putting up an open mic someplace, and people come in, I collect a couple dollars at the door, and that's what it was. But 18 years later, during the pandemic, I said, where would I like this to go? My
Right.
vision now has become a media company. So, you work towards a media company, but you still got to have everything in place. You got to have your sponsors. You got to figure out where your content's coming from. You figure out, you're paying your taxes along the way. Who's going to film the footage and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that you really have to think about when you're forming your business,
Hmm.
right?
Absolutely. It's a long list.
It's a long list of stuff. Wow. So where do you go from here? What's the next step for you, and how do we join this mission?
Yeah, so August 11th, we are doing a virtual relaunch party. So definitely I want you to join us.
Okay.
It's going to be an amazing time. And then we launch August 12th. From here, there's so many possibilities from here. I'm excited
This is
what
great. That's the
happens.
beautiful thing. It's so many possibilities.
I know I said the other day that I've never been so confident about what I have than I do right now. And that's because I did the work. It's crazy. I posted today that 137 days ago, I said that I'm starting over. Like I'm going to figure this out. I'm going
I
to
love it.
clean slate. Let's figure out how to make this work. And we're launching August 12th. But I feel like Barter Black is going to be competing with the top freelancer platforms out here, honestly, because where you have to pay cash. Here, you're leveraging your experience and expertise, basically. You're selling your goods and your services, and then you're able to get what you need in your business. So I am fully prepared to compete
I like
with
this.
with the big boys. Um, but I also want to make sure that we are building a community that leads into legacy. Not too many of us are building legacies or generational wealth through our businesses.
Yes.
And the
Yes,
reason
ma'am.
for that is because we aren't hiring. We don't have the systems in place because if we die yesterday, our business will die with us as well. So I want to start where I want to be the starting point where you are hiring in your business, where you are scaling, you're generating that revenue, and then you're hiring full-time W-2 employees. No, not a bunch of contractors.
Right. Yeah.
And then you're building that team and then you're creating a business that could operate without you.
Right.
So that's the progress that I want you to have when you're on the Barter Black platform. And I want to see people build legacies through this. I know that it can happen. We just need to work together. And I believe that I've created the system and the structure where we can actually work together and build sustainable businesses together. I'm
That's
just so
right.
excited.
No, this is true. This is groundbreaking, and you're trailblazing because one, we as a community and people of color, one, we want to have high quality products, high quality service. We want not only for us to have faith in what we're doing and how we're spending our money and the services that we're rendering, but we also want everybody else to join in. It's for
Right.
us, but it's for everyone.
Yes.
We don't want it just to be exclusively for us. This community, we're here to support ourselves, but when it goes out in the world, we want us to be in, and we want everyone else to know that they're going to get a quality product, they're getting quality service, just like everywhere else. So they have faith that they can invest their money or spend their money on our services because we're giving that.
Absolutely. And it starts with the help.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
So what I didn't mention is that we have an early adopter program as well. Okay. So when you sign up before we launch, you get 6 months for the price of one. So you're able to, have time on the platform to learn it. But everyone who signs up early gets a one-on-one with me to make sure that they're comfortable with it as well.
Okay, so everybody make sure you sign up and get that free one-on-one and get some free time on the platform before it even launches. What else would you like us to know about this? This is incredible. Maybe we can even have you back after the launch and we can talk about it more and see how it's going, keep up some progress, because I want everybody who's looking and who watches this, podcast to join in.
That would be awesome. Yeah. So if you are, a solopreneur, if you need help in your business, you want to free up time, you're tired of learning all the things, you want to be the expert and focus on your zone of genius and build a business on the back end, then definitely join Barter Black. We are building a community that actually supports each other. And one of the things, so I know one of the questions will probably be, well, how do I purchase things on the platform when I join if I haven't sold anything yet? I got you covered. So when you join, depending on the plan you choose, you'll get 250 or 500 barter bucks. So you can immediately start to get exactly what you need in your business on the platform. So don't worry about that. We are going to make sure that you have access to get what you need while you're, building your profile and setting up your products and services. So when you do sell, you can start getting those barter bucks. But we're going to make sure that you have that access as soon as you log in and set up your profile.
This is exciting. Nicole, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing, because like you said, this is creating a community, a necessary community and bond that we need to help each other survive and thrive. So thank you for that. Let everybody know how they can get in touch with you. Is there anything else you want to let us know? You have said a mouthful.
Definitely.
My ears are open.
I know. Definitely join the relaunch party. We're going to be networking. You're going to have a live demo. We're also going to have panelists of speakers who are going to be talking about mindset, burnout, and grief during entrepreneurship, because I think that those three things kind of hurt us along the way when we're trying to build these sustainable businesses. So we want to get that set first. So the relaunch party, August 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have any questions, anything, you can reach me at iBarterBlack on all social media platforms. And then our website is barterblack.io.
Nicole Murphy, thank you so much. Thank you for spending some time. Thank you for creating this idea. Everybody, please make sure you join this. Any chance we can get a little virtual for those of us who live in New York City and across the world? Maybe we can set up a little virtual thing for us.
No, it is virtual.
Oh, it's all virtual. Okay.
Yes, it's virtual.
I thought I had to take a trip to DC.
No, it is virtual. I want to make sure that everyone has access, no barriers.
Okay, so we're going to put a link down in the bottom of the notes of the show. She had me sweating, y'all. So we're all going to be there August 11th.
Yes.
And we're going to watch Barter Black, the launch. Please make sure you do. The link will be in the bottom. And make sure you go by and check out the website. All the information is there. It's Nicole Murphy, Barter Black. I'm Marcoso-Luis. You can slide on into my DMs at Marcoso-Luis, Marcosluis. The show is OneMicNite, OneMicNite. You can watch it on Spotify. You can watch it on YouTube. Or if you want to listen to audio, you can do so. Make sure you listen to the show. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.